Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because mine is showing low network now, my screen.
I am sure low networks and so long.
Okay, great. So happy Lori to everybody. Happy Pongal, happy Makar Sankranti. And we couldn't have had a better speaker. Our dearest darling, dashing, sensational, gorgeous, good looking Devika. Believe me, when you go to Bhatia Hospital, she is the only bright spot in old corridors. So she is a perfect fashionista in MOGS, and she's a perfect person to talk on styling. You have to see her clothes, and I get a crick in the neck when I see her walking down the corridor. She's the perfect one to listen to. And over to you, my dear darling Devika.
Okay.
Ma'am, just a minute. I'll mute everybody. In the process, you both will be muted. So you can now unmute and start.
Okay. I'll first share screen. Am I all okay? So thank you so much, ma'am, for such a lovely, lovely introduction. And when Sangeeta ma'am called me and she asked me what do you like to do and what is something that you are very passionate about, and without even thinking, I said, "Okay, I love dressing up. I love fashion, and there's some I like dress, like I like my clothes." So ma'am said, "Of course, then why don't you talk about this?" And I would really like to thank her because this made me also think a lot about why do I like to dress up? Why is fashion my passion? And where did it all start for me? And I think here we go. We start. Okay. So many people have asked me, if I wasn't a doctor, what would I be? Um, the question is the answer is instant to me. The answer came easily. It is something in the fashion industry or something in the styling industry. Though, I mean, I have many people, like how Madam said, it's the bright spot in Bhatia, which I don't think that is true. We have many other bright spots over there. But I just feel that style is something that is very, very personal, very, very inherent. And we all have our own individual style. And we all are unique in our own way. Something that would suit me or something that I can carry off may not be suitable for somebody else, and they may not like to wear it also. It's an individual signature. And so that's why, yes, style is something that comes even with the clothes that you wear, but it is also how you carry the clothes that you wear. So I feel that is something which is inherent in all of us. And whether we are wearing, whether Jitendra had his like perfect style of wearing white clothes all the time, or if we knew Devi, she used to look so good in saris. So everyone has their own inherent style. And I think that's what I want to talk about today. And how did my journey start? And how have I developed my taste over the years? So when I have been researching a lot about fashion per se in the past few days, and how medicine, the clothing in medicine intersects with what is your personal style. So for me, I went back into the history, into my history. Why did I start liking fashion so much? And I want to thank Madam, because I would have never thought so much that why did I start liking fashion so much? So it all started, I think, from my mom. My mother was my mentor. She got married very early on. She was just 21 when she got married. And my mom did her occupational therapy from KEM. And she was so young, she also liked to dress up, but she couldn't complete her studies, unfortunately, at that time. And so when I was born, I was everything. She liked to dress me up in nice dresses, and she would look at magazines and she would look at TV shows, and so she would really like to think about and talk about clothes. And somewhat girls like to look up to their mothers, and so um, I also used to sit with her, look through magazines, and tell my mom, "Mom, I like this dress. I want to have a frilly dress for my birthday. I want to have, I want to have this hairband, or I want to wear these shoes." I was as young as 4 or 5 years old, where I used to decide what dress I wanted to wear on every birthday. And I would actually go with her for fabric shopping. I would go with her that, okay, I want to wear this satin, I want to wear this lace. And my mom actually took up sewing course. Like she used to take up a course to learn.
Devika, sorry, can I interrupt you a minute?
Yeah.
Amit, are you there? Amit?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. I'm there. Tell me, ma'am.
There is a problem with the link today because even I could not join by clicking the link. Okay. And a lot of people have written to me. I've got 7, 8 messages waiting to join, cannot join. So now please solve this problem. Can you do something?
Ma'am, I'll reshare the link. I'll reshare the link. That's all. That's
Yeah.
it. What I can do. I'll do that.
So, yeah, and please do that quickly. Devika, just hold on. There are a lot of people who are almost screaming their head out at me. Meanwhile, I will ask Dr. Adi Dastur whether he has managed. Sir, did you manage? Now, please go to Google. You please go to Google. Let me check whether these people have joined.
Ma'am, I have shared over mail also and on WhatsApp also.
But there was a problem with your this, darling. Even I could not or join through the link. It was not clickable. So I never.
Ma'am, there are so many others who have joined. There must be some network issue, nothing else.
No, there is no network issue in my phone. It is
Okay.
showing, but it is not clickable. So I also entered it physically. Anyway, never mind. Now it's all right. Just let me check. Has Prema come? Okay, abhi ek do chalo. Never mind. You go carry on, Devika.
Yes. So I think, okay, I left off where I would actually go with my mom and buy fabric and lace with her. And every dress was hand stitched by my mother. Till I was 8 years old, all my birthday dresses were hand stitched by my mother. And I think that's where it all started from me. And if you look at these childhood photographs, the one which is on the top was when I was around 4 or 5 years old. And this is my Snow White outfit, which is actually made full out of satin by my mother. She has hand stitched this. And the lace which is put on the neck and on the frills on the shoulder has actually been decided by me. Also here, there was a Ashiki ribbon. At that time, the Ashiki movie was very much in. And so there used to be these headbands worn by the actress, the Ashiki ribbon. So my mom tied a black hairband around a ribbon, a lace, and I had worn that for one of my birthday parties. The dress in the middle is actually also, inspired by the royal family. At that time, there were many royal weddings which would happen. And so I really liked the poofed up dress. And my mom has actually stitched this one also. And the Indian Ghagra Choli on the right is Bhagyashree inspired. So the first Hindi movie that I saw was Maine Pyar Kiya. And so my mom actually made a similar kind, and I love pink. So mom made this outfit for me. So I think very early on, the sense of style, the sense of fashion was inculcated by my mother in me. And as you see, I like more pastel colors. Even since childhood, I like the whites and pinks and, light colors. Then moving on, how did medicine enter my life? This is slightly, which not many people know. My brother has a condition which is G6PD. He has G6PD deficiency. And we were not aware of this blood condition. And unknowingly, my mom, the doctor, on the doctor's advice, gave him chloroquine. And he developed hematuria. And his hemoglobin fell to 5 and he became unconscious. And the doctors had told us, okay, he may not survive the night. And I remember at that time I was so upset. It was Masina Hospital. And this doctor came and asked me, why are you crying? And I said, my brother is dying. And so he went over to my parents and said, I've done my HIV test recently, because in those days, the HIV test would take around quite some time to come. And he donated his blood to my brother. And he saved my brother's life. So for me, that guy was an angel. That doctor, I remember his name, Dr. Shashikant. Uh, he saved my brother's life, and he impacted my family. So that's where medicine came into my life, that I wanted to be a doctor. So then I had two goals in life. I also liked fashion, but that took a back bench. I wanted to then become a doctor. So since I was 8 years old, I have wanted to become a doctor. And that has been so imbibed in me that I would study so hard that even though in my 12th standard I had a higher score for mathematics, my PCM was higher, I yet chose medicine, because that was my life goal, to become a doctor. Moving on, during my adolescence, now these photographs, I know my mom is really angry that I used this photograph of hers, but it tells a picture, because she made this dress for me even when I was 13 years old. I wanted her to make this off shoulder dress, and I there was a fashion show in school, and I was a runner up in that fashion show. So I don't have photographs, because we used to not click many photographs, and there was no social media at that time. I was good 23 years ago. But this was something that my mom made for me out of velvet, and so this is also another dress that she stitched for me. Then came, of course, like I told you, I had to study a lot, and I mean, my 11th standard, 12th standard, I had my CET, I had my tuitions. So we had very little time. I had very little time to concentrate on fashion, and that took like a back burner. And I entered Grant Medical College. And when I did enter Grant Medical College, I remember the first day of college, I had worn Osho chappals. And I was thrown out of the anatomy hall by Professor Shingare. He was the dean at that time, and he had told us that you are supposed to dress like a doctor. You cannot wear chappals and enter the college. And that really has stuck in my mind, because that again, that chingari inside me, oh my god, how can I dress inappropriately? I have to be like appropriate, I have to dress like a doctor. So we would dress up, and there was a dress code in Grant Medical College that we couldn't wear loafers, and we couldn't wear informal clothes. And these are a few dresses like on our sari days, which I would wear in my Grant Medical College. So if you can see, everyone else has worn like a traditional outfit, but I wanted to wear like a Sri Devi, like, how she wore in Mr. India, a blue color sari. So I have also wanted to have a chiffon sari. So this was my own personal style, even in those days. This was 2003. This was 2004 on Sari Day. And next was a fashion show that we did. I was not allowed to do fashion shows and walk the ramp. My father was really strict with me. But this was a bridal fashion show that we did in Astitwa, that is our medical college, medical college fest. And it was in 2006. And I actually Googled, and there was a video of it available on YouTube. So I have just taken out a few excerpts of it. So you can see it's not an HD video, it's quite unclear, but you can get the picture. This is Devika in 2005. obviously I've not put the whole video because that was 10 minutes long. But this was just something that was in 2005. So it was nearly 16 years ago. And this brought back really good memories for me. And yeah, it was, we didn't do any makeup at that time. This was just the dress that we wore and we walked the ramp. And that was fashion for us at that time. And then came my Bhatia days afterwards. And during my residency, this is actually the only photograph that I could have, that I got during the residency. This was in the old Bhatia labor room. And yeah, the only fashion I did was I had straightened my hair at that time, because at that time poker straight hair was very in. And so that was the styling that I did, but not much time because we had work and I was studying also. I used to study till very late in the night. So no time for fashion, no time for outings. And then came the opportunity of a lifetime for me. I was featured in Cosmopolitan magazine, Cosmopolitan India. And this was actually offered to me by one of my friends who was my school friend. She's a stylist now and she works for Vogue. And at that time, she called me up and she told me that, will you come and model for us? And I was like, of course. And this was 1 month before my DNB final exam. And I said, okay, you know what? I mean, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I need to do it. I felt like an actress. They were giving me, like, my makeup was done, my hair was styled, they were checking the light on my face. And this was the initial first few photographs, the center one, which the photographer took. I was so shy because it was the first time I was in front of a professional camera. And then these two photographs on the side is when the photographer is joking around and cracking a joke, and I'm laughing because I had to ease up. And the girl with me was a professional model. And I mean, so many things go on behind the scene, and this was my passion. This was something coming to life. Like, I loved it, and this was the actual magazine layout of what we did. And my party superhero, obviously, these words are not said by me. This was when I was 27 years old. But it was just that, how you style yourself, how you come across, and what do you like to wear when you go outside. And this was printed in Cosmopolitan in December 2012, 16th December 2012. I remember the date also. And this was a momentous thing for me. Thereafter, of course, came Oxford for me. I went to Oxford University. And what I had a lot of impact, uh, different cultures. I met different people. I met people from different faculties. And then I realized that I need not be only closeted with respect to my clothes, with respect to medical profession. I can wear Western clothes also and look smart. And I dealt with lawyers. I met people who are doing English literature, who are mathematicians, and that opened up my horizons. And over here is my best friend from Oxford, Rebecca, who did her English literature. She is a master's in that. And we used to like dressing up for formal hall. And we would actually wear, formal clothes. And above that, this kind of a robe in Oxford. This is actually a photograph of my matriculation. That is when we get inducted into the Oxford University system. It is a big, big prestigious moment because not many people get in. And when you do get in, we have to celebrate it. So this is a formal process called matriculation. It is equivalent to actually a graduation. And I was the only Indian student in my college. So Oxford University consists of colleges, and I was belonging to Mansfield College. So it was really a proud moment at the time that I graduated that they played the national anthem, my national anthem, and I got my degree certificate at that time. So this is something, which is Oxford had a big impact on me. I grew and blossomed when I was there. It was a life altering episode for me. I saw different cultures. I met different people. And we would have formal hall over there every Friday where we would dress up formally. We couldn't dress up shabbily. We couldn't wear jeans. We had to wear formal dresses. Men had to be wearing suits and ties, and women had to be wearing formal dresses. I would shop from charity shops because obviously I was a scholarship student. So I couldn't go and buy retail. So that really, inside me, the thrift shopper, and, I would go and pick up dresses in charity shops, Oxfam. And the dress which I showed previously, which was my ball dress, I picked up for £5. That is 500 rupees. And this necklace, I want you to remember because I will be showing it how I have teamed it up later on in today's in my dressing sense today. And I donated most of my clothes when I came back also for charity. I gave them back because I really like the concept that what you have worn something once, or you have worn something certain number of times, you can give it to somebody else and they can use it later. So this is known as sustainable fashion, which I am a big protagonist of. And so I really like this concept. So I really did not spend much money on my fashion in those days and even now. And of course, in Oxford, I was voted again. There was a voting, like how we had awards at the year end last year. We had award functions in our college at that time, and I was voted the most fashionable and the most stylish, and what probably the most likely to do a cameo in a movie. So this was something, and imagine being voted by, all your colleagues, the entire college voting for you. So I think that style thing was appreciated by them also. So much so that I was included in the Oxford video. They actually, there's a video on their Facebook page where I am featured as one of, like the international students. You can see that's me. And this was actually, I wasn't even aware that they were shooting me for this. And a relative of mine came up with this and said, on second 23 of this video, you are there. And I'm like, oh my God, they actually featured me in their video. It was another proud moment for me. Then currently, another campaign that I have done is a Dove campaign recently. It'll come out in 2021. This was during the lockdown, and we did a photo shoot on FaceTime. And this was me with my natural face, natural makeup. And of course, I cannot show you the photos that they have taken because that's a copyright issue. But hopefully, you will see it on my Facebook page soon when it does come out. So yes, and then I did a music video for for a friend again in the lockdown. So that's the music video. Yes. Moving on, then came the importance of attire in medical practice. This is something which obviously I cannot dress the same way that I dress personally when I go out for parties than what I will wear in my professional setup. So this statement came up to me when I was researching, proper attire in medical practice. It came, a doctor's attire should be decorous and simple, not over elaborated, but aiming at good repute and adapted for contemplation, introspection, and walking. Yes, it was. It is, of course, a doctor is known by the clothes that they wear. In medieval times, doctors would wear black clothes because that would represent formality. It would be okay, a solemn cloth. Then doctors started wearing white coats. And now, of course, clothing is a little more relaxed, but patients do tend to take doctors who are dressed more formally, more professionally. They take them more seriously. So I think, yes, there's a different setting, there's a different way of dressing when I'm at the clinic. And of course, I do carry my style there. And then I got to think that who influenced my style when I was in my clinical practice. And of course, that credit goes to my guru, my mentor, my everything, Dr. Usha Krishna. I mean, she taught me not only my clinical work, but she taught me how to actually deal with patients and how to actually sit in the OPD and how to dress up. She's always impeccably dressed. If you see her, every sari is perfectly pinned. She has matching, if you notice, she has matching earrings, matching necklaces, and she's always poised and approachable. And that comes as a style. That's what I mean. That is her style. It is not necessarily her dressing, but it is the overall personality that she projects. And that is something that we all have to emulate. And she's someone that I really looked up to. So I have made this kind of a graph, of course, which is informative. So how do these two intersect, style and medicine? So we have to fulfill our professional role also, but we have to bring in a little bit of my own style. I have to bring in a little bit of my own style, my own signature. So I have gathered my own personal style statement, which is well groomed. It is with the times, I move with the times, and it is also aging gracefully. I cannot probably carry off a denim dress and wear it at my clinic. And at the same time, I have to look professional, I have to age gracefully. And I think that is very important in our practice. So these are the various clothings that I wear during my clinical practice. This is the Western wear, which I recently wore, And if you notice, the necklace that I wore 7 years ago is still there. So I do not discard my clothing, especially, good quality ones. This is a sari which I've worn in the center. It's actually a palazzo sari. So they are pants and have just wrapped a dupatta around. This is a hand painted sari which I wore for a christening of the patient's baby. And last is a kurti that I picked up from one of the AICOG conferences in Ahmedabad. So I add a bit of my own style even to my professional attire. Of course, COVID times, kind of removed that. Whatever clothes we wore didn't make any difference because we were supposed to wear PPE. But as you see, I have even styled my PPE accordingly. Like the first one is like a robe. The second one, I think, I have tried to keep my stethoscope this way, and it's like a NASA scientist. And then the last one is, of course, a general PPE. But still, underneath the PPE, I wore my outfits. Dressing up was for me. It was not for the world. So I was always wearing my earrings, my bindi, my proper attire inside, because I feel the dressing up should not be for the world. It has to be for yourself. And that is what is my mantra. And what I believe in: sustainable fashion, shop local, support small designers. I do not buy big designs. I support small designers. I will show you next what I have done. I have a personal blog, which is called the DC Closet. I give styling advice. I have the same dress size since I was 14 years old. So 22 years now, I'm telling you my age also. For 22 years, I am in the same dress size. So in my cupboard, I have jeans which fit me, which I wore in my 8th and 9th standard. And so when the bell bottoms came back in fashion, I had a bell bottom set. When the embroidered jeans came back in fashion, I have the embroidered jeans. I even have shirts. I even have salwar kameezes of that time. So when people ask me, oh God, is this a new outfit? And I tell them no, they think I'm lying, but I'm not lying, because these outfits I don't discard. I don't spend a lot on my clothing. I accessorize, I reuse. I use my mom's old clothes. I have even worn the dress which I showed you with the necklace, which I wore at my clinic. The dress is my mother's. It was her bodycon dress, which I now wear to the clinic. And I style my mom's friends and my colleagues. I do that. And most recent one was for a COVID wedding, which was in Dubai recently. So now I want to show you certain inspirations which I have gotten from the latest fashion. So Padmavat had a big influence on our Bollywood fashion. After that, we developed these blouses with intricate necklines and good saris. So if you see over here, Deepika Padukone has worn a kind of a net sari with a blouse over here. I have just made a similar blouse over here with the gold kind of embroidery. And this is an old net sari, which I just put a border on. I will not tell you the cost of it because, it is negligible, because this is just making a new outfit from an old outfit. It is nothing. And you can look, and this is a Sabyasachi outfit on the left, which Deepika has worn, but this is refurbished by me. Over here is another hand-painted sari, which I'm wearing on the right. And I just had to provide the fabric. And this is hand-painted by one colleague of mine, a colleague or whatever, a friend of mine. And this is a similar kind of a hand-painted sari, which is on a designer's website. And the cost difference between the two is a lot. This hardly cost me anything. And I'm wearing a crop top below. This was my Lakshmi Puja outfit 4 years ago for my clinic. So this is what I mean as sustainable fashion. You can accessorize, you can actually wear clothes and carry your own style, and it doesn't need to be expensive. Here I'm showing you, this is the most recent photograph for at Christmas, which I went, I had gone, and this is a sweater which has got pearls on it. I had a sweater which was similar, which was a knotted sweater. I actually sewed pearls on it, stitched pearls on it. So, and also an old skirt, and I stitched pearls on it. And this made a Christmas outfit for me. So old clothing made new by me. So it is just something that is inbuilt, like what I'm trying to tell you. It is just something that I know, moving with the times, what is something which will look good, what is something which you can accessorize. And there's a pearl necklace, a simple pearl, which is put through a silver necklace. It looks amazing. Here, this is Global Desi outfit. This is 2016. This was their campaign. They just used a bandhani kind of a, a dori outfit. I used the same mom's old sari, made a knot over here on the top. And this outfit looks so superb because the quality of the sari is excellent. So this outfit, how many number of times I have worn it, it looks new because the quality is good. And it is just something that I have reused again. So I have not really bought. Of course, the work over here, the stitching was done by a designer friend, but it is not as costly as what it would be, to buy a kind of a such an expensive bandhani, dress. Here now is the most recent Diwali photographs of mine. This is a dress. Both of these are dresses. And this is a dress which I got from Goa. Only thing is it was hand painted by a friend of mine over here. I just wore a matching dupatta and a sari brooch on my neck. So that made it like a neck piece and a dupatta. And this was my New Year outfit for, for Hindu New Year. And on the right was another dress, a yellow dress, which I had picked up from Goa or Bali, I don't know. And the dupatta is actually an old sari, which I have cut and made a dupatta. So these are just ways of which you can actually get your own style, your own fashion. And it can be used over the years, and it is not necessarily expensive. So what I'm trying to say is this is an inherent style that I have inculcated over the years. And that's why the statement is fashion is temporary, but styling is permanent. It's a passion. Some may feel it's vanity. But for me, it is a way of life. It comes internally. I like dressing up. Patients also like my style of dressing. And they actually many times say that, doctor, you look so nice. We are so proud that, our doctor looks so well groomed. In fact, my own style statement makes me more approachable to younger corporate patients. Everyone has an inherent style, everyone has a taste and a preference. And I think we have so many gynecologists over here. Every one of you all have your own style. And I'm not here to tell anyone to change that. It is just that this is I just wanted to emphasize my journey. And good quality lasts for years. And it looks brand new even when it is worn again. And so my mantra is, however I will feel on the inside, I will get up, dress up, and I will show up. And it makes me feel better. There's an article by Twinkle Khanna about the red lipstick that a woman wears and it uplifts her. So I always feel, however I feel on the inside, get up, dress up, and show up. And last, this is all an external clothing. But if you don't have something that is internal, how do you style your soul? How do you make your soul pretty? Because, okay, you can have the most expensive clothes, but if you are not glowing from the inside, it will never show externally. So I do meditation. I do Sudarshan Kriya by Sri Ravi Shankar. I'm a member of Art of Living, and Bastrika and Soham, that is the Sudarshan Kriya is done by me. That really, really helps me calm my soul. I do exercise. I exercise daily, 45 minutes, very vigorous HIIT, very vigorous cardio or strength training is done by me. I even write poetry. I write poetry, English poetry, and that is, not very often, but I do write it. And I have been trained in Hindustani classical singing. So that is something, music is something which I also turn to when I feel like I need an upliftment. And also I give back to the society. So I have been educating a girl from Rajasthan for the last 5 years. So Beti Badhao, Beti Padhao, in a way, it's my way of trying to give back to the society. So this is done by Nanhi Kali. And so I would like to end by saying, this is a Coco Chanel saying, dress shabbily and they remember the dress, and dress impeccably and they will remember the woman. And so this is all from me, and I hope this was interesting. I know the men ke liye zyada nahi tha, but this is all my journey.
Lovely, Devika. My goodness, I was always in awe of you, and now I'm totally in love with you. So wonderful.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I was just wondering how people are going to receive this thing on fashion and all that. But you have fantastic attendance, not to mention there are a lot of men. And twice I checked that they have not left the talk and gone off. Ki ye kya chal raha hai? But it was a simply superb talk. And I love that get up, dress up and show up. I made a note of that quote.
Yes, so that is my quote. However I feel internally, however low I am, however depressed I am, or however high I am, I will always get up from bed. I will dress up and I will show up professionally, personally. That is my motto. This is always.
Lovely. Amit, please unmute everybody so we can have open discussion. I think everybody can unmute themselves.
Devika,
Yes.
you are the one I'm going to now, from now on.
Okay, ma'am.
Just, I don't have creative ideas, but I just love to wear all fashionable clothes. But
Definitely.
I'll
ma'am.
definitely go to you now.
Definitely.
Now I know
Yes,
who
yes.
to go to.
Definitely.
And then since you love poetry, why don't you make a sari with your poetry on?
Oh, yes, I can get it painted. Yes, I'll do that. I have a friend who does. She do
Print
this.
it and
Yes,
it'll look nice.
I'm.
Everybody raise your thumb if you want to speak. Sarita, after Sudesh finishes.
Yeah, Devika,
I'm
I
done. I'm
really
done.
enjoyed the
Superb,
talk.
like,
And
congratulations.
I really think that, what you wear is a reflection of your personality. I believe in that philosophy. And I think that if you're well dressed, I really agree with you, like you are always. It's very important. But your creativity has come out, which not many people have. It's difficult.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sandhya,
Yeah, Devika, first of all, excellent presentation. Secondly, what I'd like to really, second is that what you mentioned, that you really don't have to buy very expensive stuff. You
Yes.
can do a lot of things if you look out for the right things and mixing and matching. And I agree with you, even I don't throw my old clothes very easily. I still manage to fit in my college clothes. So it really helps a lot. You can
Yeah.
make so many different things out of it.
Yes,
Lovely.
Usha Krishna ma'am would always think that I'm lying. She'd say, "This is a new outfit. You bought a new." I said, "No, madam, nahi hai naya." Like, she always never believed me, but it is true. It is an old outfit. So
Because fashion goes in circles, something that is like velvet. After 20 years, it comes back again. Even those, kind of lungis and all, you never know. After 20, 30 years, they keep coming back. So you should not throw them.
I have worn a white kurti below this. I had worn this for a play in
Okay.
Juju. So I just worn this now. I put a dupatta on it.
Yeah,
Just,
absolutely. Great, super.
thank you so much, ma'am.
Right.
so anybody else? Dr.
Hi. Yeah. Devika, it was so inspiring even for the senior people like us. Actually, we want to dress up. We want to get up, dress up and show it up. Okay.
Yes, of
So
course,
that's
ma'am.
definitely going to, highlight our mood. One incident I want to tell you here to all of you. Regularly, our generation used to wear the saris. Even at the age of 16, when I was entering into the medical college, 17. So I was in a white sari, and my other classmates were also. They were calling me good morning, madam. I said I was looking madam since 17 and still I'm madam. So from those days we are sari people, and now we started wearing salwar kameez or something. So there was not much scope when we were the student. So anyway, now we have started styling and everything. But one incident I like to tell. Generally, we wear sari because we are on the post or something government. But once I was posted very interesting incidents. I was posted in I was little skeptical what exactly, and my dressing was all bad or it was quite respectful, everything. But first thing, Mrs. Takekara, who was the commissioner of health there, her chamber was near me, and I remember I said, yes, madam. I thought she's going to welcome me or, giving her nice tea, welcome tea or something like that. So anyway, so she called me. She said, Dr. Meg, there is a one very important thing about the mantralaya, which I like to tell you, that now please don't submit in a gray color or something like, but please don't dress up any bold color or a very very dark colors. That is one thing. So I told her, madam, I'm always in a good sarees and quite expensive sarees also. But she said, no, I want you to wear white, cream, gray, And that day evening, I went to Kala, this thing, our shop there in the church gate, bought so many grey color. Till now, I was, and so that was the first thing officially I came to know that why the IS, lady IS officers or other people, dress up, very or something. So that is one my incident I wanted to tell you, and that still remained. Later on we tried to avoid wearing very bright and things like that, but that remained with me always. So that is my experience as as a government official in dressing. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Actually, I'm, from Wadia days, all those who have been to Wadia know that I used to look upon these three doctors, Dr. Naina Dastur, Dr. Vandana Valvekar, she's not here, I was looking for her, and Dr. Durusha. And after seeing all these three women in saris and the way they carried themselves, I realized I can never match their style. So I think that it is at that time I decided I will not wear saris. If you can't carry it like them, then don't wear. Dr. Laila Dave. She's another one who's always gorgeously dressed. Dr. Dave, go ahead.
Devika, it was really an inspiring talk.
Thank you
We
so
can't hear you.
Your creativity is, can you?
Is there somebody in your house who has logged in from two instruments? Because there is echo when you're speaking.
No?
No? Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I said your talk was inspiring and you're really very creative.
Thank you, ma'am.
And once upon a time, when I was in MBBS, I used to design sarees.
Wow.
And I used to embroider them myself. Means I used to get two different sarees, cut, join, then put some patchwork or do embroidery.
Wow.
But somewhere down the line, everything is gone.
No, ma'am, but then that is so inspiring. That is so nice. Wow.
I used to crochet, I used to do tapping and embroidery.
Wow. That's really good. Very nice. Very inspiring, ma'am.
Okay, Sudeshna.
Sangeeta, I just want to add one thing. Sangeeta, can I add something?
Yes, ma'am.
One line. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The most, again, a very, very inspiring person in my life is Dr. Usha Saraya, madam.
Yes.
And whenever, even now, madam is 80 plus or 83, 84. Last year, we went to the USA where I was installed as a international vice president MWIA, and we always shared the room. And whenever she used to carry, she carries all her, saris and everything in such a proper manner, and all her jewelry boxes. And she takes half an hour matching. And what I used to wear this, that, and then just, go like that. And she used to wear all her appropriate,
Yes.
her jewelry, temple jewelry, traveling jewelry, and she has such a big box. So I started carrying and very organized person.
That's
So she gives herself some time to dress up, and she doesn't go dressing properly, whether it's national, international. Very, very, again, a very inspiring personality in fashion. I can say, in fashion, I can say.
Dr. Sashikant Kamath, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, talking on fashion, my wife Vinita is also pretty fashionable, though not as much as Devika. And she loves to wear the sari and she dresses the sari well.
Not as much as you.
See, this is such a fantastic comment coming from the husband. No, kitna pyar se bola. You can.
No, but I'm not finished. So when we are going anywhere and she has worn a sari and nicely too, so some ladies usually come and they say, "Oh, what a lovely sari." And I immediately retort, "Look, ma'am, you are giving credit to the sari, but it is Vinita who has enhanced the value of the sari."
Oh,
And they are
wow.
shocked.
So
They are shocked.
lovely. That is
So-
amazing.
So
Yes.
I always believe that it is the person beneath the dress who
Yes.
is important for enhancing the value of the dress.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mary
What a
Zohra
lovely talk,
Zabin.
lovely talk.
Very true. That is so nicely said.
Very, very nicely said. I hope Dr. Vinita Kamath is listening. Please put on your video.
No, she's not there today, unfortunately.
No, उसका screen है.
नहीं यार, problem है थोड़ा, बाद में बताऊँ.
अच्छा. So,
She is there.
It is so nice for any wife to listen to all these wonderful comments from her husband on another platform. She might just turn up and say, "घर पे तो कभी बोला नहीं, आप किसी पे बोल रहे हो?"
तो दुनिया में बोला वो इम्पोर्टेंट रहता है ना, घर में तो सब बोलते नहीं है.
Good, good, great. Anybody else?
Dr. Shira.
Huh?
Dr. Shira.
Dr. Shira, please go ahead. Please unmute yourself first.
Sorry. Okay. Anyways, I'm nowhere near as fashionable as you, but I noticed something in your videos. We have a common dog.
Yes, that was my first dog, ma'am. That was Frisky. Now my current dog is a Cocker Spaniel and he's sitting right here. And I've been petting him for the past half an hour. So today is his favorite day because I've never petted him.
Because mine comes on my lap the minute I sit down. So he's there for all our out of the box meetings.
Yes. Even my Dexter is there all the time.
Okay, great. So I think all the questions are done.
Yes.
Everybody's enjoyed. I am sure you'll get a lot of calls for styling up and opinion on dressing up. So great, Devika, that was wonderful.
Do you do male styling?
Yeah, of course. My brother and my father only. No other.
Lovely. I might come to you for some tips.
Okay, sir. Definitely, anytime.
अभी नेक्स्ट कौन है, मैं थोड़ा सा भूल गई हूँ, मेरे को आई कांट इवन फाइंड द मैसेज, बट ऑफ कोर्स नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे अगेन 7:30 we have actually Dr. Asha Paranjpe never said anything, but she's another one who carries her saris very well. You know, I've been seeing her in our regular meetings, so she's another one who wears fantastic saris and carries them very well.
Yes.
So see you all next Wednesday 7:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Bye. Happy Lodi to all.
That was lovely.
Happy Lodi to all. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
हॅलो. हा हो आले. म्हटलं तुम्हाला भूक लागली. हम्म पण मग खूप उशीर होऊन जाईल म्हटलं. संपलं कसं? नाही पूर्ण गेली
समोर गेली
का?
तू काय बोलली का तिथं?
हा तिला सांगितलं काल पाणी ते ऍप्रोपेन घेऊन ये म्हणून.
मग
उद्या आणून ठेव मग.
ती कसं आणेल? तिला लिहून द्यावं
हा
लागेल.
लिहून दिलं मी सगळं. काल आणि ते सगळं रेडी ठेवायचं म्हटलं. काल ते म्हटले मला घालता.
हो म्हटली आणि ऍट्रोपिन नंतर
ही लिफ्ट कॉर्लिन ऍट्रोपेन.
मग तिने किती किती वायर दिले?
5
कसल्या?
ऍट्रोपेन, एव्हिल 5, कॉर्लिन आणि डेक्झा.
एवढे 5 काय झालं?
राहू द्या.
अरे एवढं कसली गरज आहे सिस्टर? 5 ते वेस्ट जातं ते
एक कॉर्लिन 2-2च लिहिले. डेक्झा 2, एक कॉर्लिन 2 लिहिले.
ते दाखव ना मला.
ऍट्रोपेन फक्त 5
सिस्टर कडे कुठे गेली?
डेक्झा 2 आणि एक कॉर्लिन 5.
एव्हिल 5 ठीक आहे. डेक्झा
2 लिहा तुम्ही 2च पाहिजे ना.
ते महाग नाही तसं.
हा स्वस्त आहे. एक कॉर्लिन महाग आहे तर तेच 2 लिहा.
तुला स्कॅल्पेल लावते मग आता पेशंटच्या तयारीत ऍड झाला ना. आणि तुला काय ग्लोव्ह दाखवेल दाखवून दे फक्त मला बघू दे कसं आहे.
नवीन आणून दिले का त्याने?
ओके बाहेर ठेवले मी येतो राहू दे.
काय झालं नीट करायला खराब झालं
नाही काय ते वायरलेस
आणि तुझ्यासाठी 6 असेल तू खोली का सारखं काहीच तुम्ही इंजेक्शन रेडी ठेवत नाही ना जेवण झाली 5,000 दिले आपलं माणूस
विराज का तो काय आपल्याकडून किती पैसे घेतो अरे दर महिन्याला 2-3 हजार रुपये कॉम्प्युटर मध्ये
मला किती वर्ष
काय करायचं जायचं
किती वाजता आता रात्री कुठे सिस्टर सोमवार शनिवारी केस ठेवली ना तर त्या सुनीलने आपल्याला 2 सेट दिले होते त्या 3 बॉटल दिल्या होत्या आठवते ते आहेत का एक सेट हा मग तो लागेल शनिवार ग्लायकोमा त्याच्यातच नाही का काढले ते लाल आणि तिला विचारतोय कुठे टाकतो मी कुठे म्हणतो बघ
काय सांगतो कुठे टाकला जरा जेवता का लवकर मग मला निघायचं खायला
तू कशाला आली
अरे मला नायगाला पण काम होतं आणि मला डीएनसी ला पण जायचं होतं म्हटलं मग इकडचे करून जायचं म्हटलं बस जाईल इकडून आता डीएनसी ला जायचंय तर डायरेक्ट टॅक्सी करून तुम्हाला पाहिजे खाली उतरतेच म्हणून
तर मला गाडी घ्यायला जायचंय
कुठे अच्छा अरे म्हणजे तुम्ही माझ्यासोबत नाहीच येत
नाही
मी किती फोन करते मी तुम्हाला
मला कुठे फोन केला
बघा एक पण फोन उचलत नाही शेवटी तिला केला
नक्की काय म्हटली
नाही म्हटले 2च पेशंट फिरते मी तुम्हाला विचारते त्याच्यासाठी जेवणाची कशी परिस्थिती आणू नाही आणू नको येऊ का 3दा फोन केला
फोन केले त्याने
तुमचं मला माहिती असतं प्लॅन तुम्ही कशी आहे चांगली आहे
चांगली
960 गौरी आणि आपण आलो ना तेव्हाच असेल. बरोबर आहे ना? किंवा मोठी बाटली वाईन होती वाटतं किंवा 2 वाईन होत्या. वाईन महाग आहे पण वाईन 2 नाही येऊ
तेव्हा 2 वाईन होत्या आणि एक बियर होती. मी बियर
गरम था ना एकदम बहुत अच्छा था. अभी पार्क में जाएगा. हाँ नहीं ये ना पकड़ने को वो समझ के माना सर.
अरे नाही जरूर नाही रे विना तू काय तरी
आला आला. उद्याच संक्रांत आहे ना, आम्हाला साडी घालायची. जाऊ. मीच ठेवली. साडी म्हणजे साडी
साडी
साडी झाली की मग ओपीडी मग काय गोंधळ होतो सगळं.
ओपीडी
तिला आता कोणीच पण यायला नाही म्हणतोय फ्रायडेला.
कुठं
ताईकडे
कोणता आहे?
सरताईकडे
Friday चालली का?
हा
कशाला?
शुक्रवारी ऑफ आहे. एकदा भेटू. सगळे माझ्या मागे लागले एकदा भेट नवीन आहेत सगळे. हो हो. मी विकत मागून आलो त्याला 10 मागवत्या मला.
तू एक वापरून फेकून देते एका दिवसात.
असं कुठे फेकते बाई? 2दा राऊंड वापरते 15 दिवसातून एकदा 10 दिवसातून एकदा आणि 2 राऊंड झाले की टाकून देते.
राऊंड म्हणजे
2दा राऊंड झाले ना. एका आता 2 राऊंड झाले की
राऊंड म्हणजे काय?
2 राऊंड.
कसले राऊंड?
एक पहिल्यांदा घातला आणि सेकंडला
एकाच प्रकारचे
एक मास एक नंतर पुन्हा 10 दिवसानंतर दुसऱ्यांदा घातला सेकंड राऊंड झाला ना त्याचा.
एक मास 10 दिवस झाले. 10 दिवस झाले
नाही
मग
त्याचा नंबर दुसरा 10व्या दिवशी येतो ना. एक मग आज 2 नंबर 3 नंबर 4 नंबर नाही असं लावलेच नाही लाईन.
कुठं
ड्रॉ
कुठे
घरात ना.
हे नाही माहिती.
कमी आणलंय काय झालं आज का तुम्ही फेस्टिव्ह घालत नाही. हा? का घाला काय राहिलं. ट्रान्सफर केलं का डॉक्टरचं. तुमची इच्छा माझं काय.
लकीली पास झाला. आता याला सोडून देतो 20 तारखेला.
त्याच्यातला डाटा ट्रान्सफर होईल का तुमच्याकडे. हा
फोन मध्ये डाटा आहेत का? family dinner here. तुम्हाला बोलवलं नाही तर काय करायचं म्हणायचं लॅब करून देते ना त्याच्यात BMC बनवून करायला नाही म्हणायला काय काय त्याचा फायदा तुला लो बजेट आहे बरं नाही बरं करून दे करेल आता ती डॉक्टर क्लेम काय आता हे फायब्रॉइड मिळू शकतो डॉक्टर क्लेम बघितलं हा ठीक आहे चालू हॅलो अरे मी काय केलंय की लोटस क्लिनिकचा ऍड्रेस काढून टाकला तो नाही काढायचा आहे ओपीडी टायमिंग आणि जे लिहिलंय ना राईट साईडला त्या ठिकाणी हा ऍड्रेस करायचा आहे आणि लोटसचा आहे तो तसंच ठेवायचा लेफ्ट साईड आणि ह्याचे काही इन्फॉर्मेशन आहे ना ओपीडी टायमिंग अपॉइंटमेंट नंबर ईमेल वेबसाईट हे कुठेतरी ऍडजस्ट करावं लागतं त्याच्यात खाली आणि सेकंड पेजला जे लिहिलंय ना अपोलो स्पेक्ट्रा बॉम्बे हॉस्पिटल त्याच्यामध्ये जे ब्लॅक मध्ये जे लिहिलेलं आहे ना ऍड्रेस वगैरे ते सगळं काढून टाकायचं फक्त अटॅचमेंट वरती लिहायचं आणि हे 1 2 3 4 5 अपोलो बॉम्बे ग्लोबल वॉकार्ड आणि शेवटी बाबा हा ओके तुम्हाला ऍड्रेस करायचं
खाली नाही होत का? सरळून घेतात. कुठून घेतात? इकडून घेताय की इधर से ही लेते?
हे घेऊन येतो ना. नाही नाही बॅग बंद असतो ते घेऊन लगेच घेतो. हा नाही नाही पहिलं ते घेतो. अरे गाडीमध्ये सोडून मग घे ना. वडापाव का मारलेलीच्या तिथं मग आपला तिथं लेफ्टला मी लेफ्ट मारणार आहे तू तिथं तुला पैसे देतो तू घेऊन पुढे जा. हे काय आलो 2च मिनिटं. कुठल्या नव्हत्या माझ्या घे मला 3 मोठी आणि एक डब्बा मोठा हा माझे हा एमपीचा नाही फक्त आणि ते वटाणे घे
लेफ्टला जायचंय इथे लेफ्ट
आतमध्ये
हा हा
पुढे सरळ का लेफ्ट
हा राईटला थोडस सांग बस बस किती झाले लाईट आहे का लाईट नाही
डॉक्टर